Okay. I'd like to call this meeting to order. If I could have a,
I make a motion to
thank you.
start the meeting.
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Please raise and pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Okay, we are here to discuss Mr. Broughton's appeal.
And this is Doug. Doug Broughton is right there. He's our applicant.
Oh, okay.
All
I
right.
figured that's probably who it was being.
Yes.
It would be seeing that he's standing up there waiting to talk.
You want to just give us a brief description? What's
Oh.
going on?
Okay, so I didn't realize when we designed this solar ground mount, I'm not a big fan of roof mounts anyway, just because I get my age and me pushing, getting mid-60s, 70s. The problems with your roof, it's hard to get to the panels. So we have, plus our roof faces east-west. One's just east and one's east-west, and they're really useless in the winter. So the design was always for the ground mount. Now, I didn't realize we have these two properties and we're never selling them and we're never going to get properties like this again. But the first thing we had to do was that lot line adjustment, because I didn't understand, even though you own both properties, you can't go over property lines because the ground mount was in one property and the house where the box we're going to power is in the other. So we got that taken care of, I believe, the lot line adjustment. Now it's the size. I've been trying to get a hold of the guy that owns the hill. His name's Lindstrom. I would like to make him an offer on that. It's basically a power line in a steep strip of land that you can't build on anyway. And I'm having a lot of difficulty finding him. I have Larry looking for him. I heard Leo might have his number, but I want to talk to him about a few things. But aside from that, what's the variance I'm pushing for now? The size? What is it? Because I have two variances: the size and the lot, the setback.
This is our attorney. Her name is
Oh, hi.
Melissa
Hi,
Chapin.
sorry, yes, Melissa Chapin. I think that's part of the confusion. So we have an application that fills out both the area and the use variance, but even if you bought that additional property, the size is in relation to your home.
Because
not-
that's what we're dealing with, the size.
And so it's not a permitted use. It's not a permitted use in that zoning district. You're in a residential zoning district, suburban residential, I believe.
Well, I understand the reason that's there is really to protect people that live next to other people, because a ground mount would block somebody's view of something. We don't have neighbors, and we're never going to have neighbors. And people, even if you look at that property, the only people that can see it are a few be in Silo Ridge.
That may be true. No, I understand. That may be true practically speaking, but because this board, if they set the precedent of giving a use variance without meeting the standards, the use variance standards, then they would have to then, in similar situations, grant the same use variance. And so there's a very specific state standard for it, and the very first one is making financial use of your property. And I noticed you started to fill that out in the paperwork I have. And
Yeah, it's a little confusing. There's a lot of these locations that were a little bit, somebody needed to be there to tell me, oh, this is what they're talking about, because there's a lot of sizes and things. I just like, well, you'll ask me here if you have a question I can answer, probably easier than just filling out some of those things. I put the best I could for what location, but it seemed to be pretty clear. You guys do have a printout of the spot where it's going. I have a question. So I know it's half of my square footage, which is a little under 1,200 square foot. So I can do 600 square feet of solar panels, correct?
you do less than half, right? I have a copy of the
So
code here.
550 square feet.
If it's less
How
than
many
half.
panels is that? Because the person that set me up with this at Empire was amazing. She quit, and then they give it this, not Courtney, what's her name? Nicole, what's her name? The girl?
Yeah.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. She's less than aggressive on getting this going. That's why I'm here. What's the number of panels that you guys are fine with? Because I just want to basically, this is honestly, the reason I want to do this size, because I'm one of those people that believes that sooner or later we're going to have a power outage more than 2-3 days or 2 hours. We're going to have a power outage that lasts weeks or a month or so. And
So
it'd
I
be nice
think-
to have somebody that was able to supply water, because people don't realize when the power goes out for that long, so does the water supply.
It's a good goal, but I think that the issue is that you're going to have your own engineer design it. So the board is reviewing it, your appeal. They can also design it for you. Panels come in different, different makeup or different sizing, different locations. And we would need drawings of that, what you're proposing, the exact
If it's
locations.
44 panels.
It's not a number of panels that they're concerned about, it's locations, lot coverage.
Well, I know, but you just said if it's under 50%, then there's no
That's
issue.
correct. That's correct, but it has to be on a drawing. So a site plan that would show your property boundaries, similar to what you have for your
Well, I
subdivision
have,
plat.
you guys, if I'm looking at yours.
Yes, you do.
have this.
We do.
I have this here that's,
That's correct, we do.
You guys have this.
We do, but we don't have the panel locations on it. We don't have the panel
I
size.
saw a panel location, something when I was in the other day. I saw a little, my lawyer saw it, or somebody saw it. There was a PDF that was sent to somebody. You guys might have it. So it's located right here with the setbacks.
Yeah.
So the setbacks, it's not in this, but the setbacks basically are here and here. So there's a panel right in the middle that was in one of the PDFs that was emailed to us. He pulled it up when I was with McCabe.
So
We did not receive it, yeah.
There was a little blurb, and I saw it myself, because this is where they think they want to put it. And he's like, I think the issue with that is it's not going to fit. And so I'm not opposed to doing a smaller one. I just want to make sure that it's not just, $20 to go to the NYSEG every month. If I'm going to do solar and pay for this solar, then I want it to actually be useful, not just something that they have some algorithm that says, well, this time it's money you're going to pay, we're going to pay you, and you're going to pay us.
Are you working with an organization like, Solar Energy? I would work with someone.
Empire.
Okay, so at Empire, they're going to have an engineer who would design it for you?
Well, that's the first girl. They had a design, and for some reason she left. And she was on top of everything. Then they assigned this other woman who comes here with her kid. And so, nice woman, just did
Yeah.
not too. I mean, we're still
Understood.
here, and this has been going on for over a year.
Right, but we do need from her or from some other project manager at the Empire, you said, Empire Solar. I would have them design it, design the location based on your survey in relation to your home, and then showing the exact sizes. And they should have like a little key in the corner that shows the zoning requirements and then how your proposal meets it. And she or someone at that firm can do that, someone in the
Okay.
organization, Empire Solar.
So if the I don't even know what 550 square foot of panels would be, it looks to me like about 30 something.
That's why they have to design it. And then they can answer those questions for you about how much energy would it be providing for your home. We certainly can't. I know I
Well,
can't.
it's energy, it doesn't really go to the home, it goes right back into the grid.
It goes into it,
The
okay.
only way it goes to the home is what everybody's doing, they do an off-grid system with it, with batteries, so if power goes out for more than a few hours, you can actually hook it up. But they don't offer that service. You said you work with somebody that does that?
So, I mean, I've seen a number of organizations that have, solar companies that have engineers.
Oh, okay.
It's just a matter of picking one, just
Although they've
choose
already
one.
paid a lot of money to do this, I mean, they
Okay.
pay a few of the fees that you guys charge, I understand. And so I think they're all in.
Okay.
I'll just get a hold of her and say, listen,
Yes.
if you want to give this, pass it on to somebody else that's a little more aggressive,
Right.
I'm not going to feel offended. Because I was hoping to have this, because the whole procedure takes like 3 or 4 days once they get the approval. It's not a big job.
The installation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ground mount people, and then they come put the panels up, and that takes about a day or two. I was hoping to have it before winter hits, because, ground is hard. I do it in winter.
What I printed out, though, is their zoning code that talks about solar. And you have to make sure that what you're doing then is actually a ground-mounted, it's not the solar field. Because yours is going
What's a
to
solar
be,
field?
a solar field is if it's greater, it's 50%
Oh,
of
for
greater the square
under
footage.
full solar farming then.
That's right.
So if I go down to 500 or 49% of the 1156, I'm just going to do that. It seems like it's going to be a lot easier, and as long as it's not
That's a
like
good point.
a gimpy amount of panels. I see people with roof panels, and I see like 24 on a roof. I think, I don't know. But if that works, it works. I was just, at that point, when they came out a year and a half ago, whenever it was, I didn't think there was going to be an issue. And now it's an issue. It's like I'd rather just get it done instead of keep on, this comply for the 49% of 1156 and just do that. So I'll get a hold of them, tell them let's just drop something new, get this going. Now, the second variance is the border. For some reason, north-south is a lot different than east-west. East-west is for some reason 30 feet, north-south is 10 feet. I don't know why that is on my property. I face east-west.
You mean your setbacks are?
Yeah.
Is one the front property line, one rear, one side?
Yeah.
Perhaps that's the
Side
difference.
property is north-south, it's
That's
10.
right. That's the difference.
Oh, okay. Why is that?
It's just how setbacks typically are different. Your front setback is generally larger unless you're in a city, and then your side and rear setbacks are considerable because you want to keep.
So even if we come down in size, I would still like to apply for the variance to move it towards the eastern border, which there's never going to be any, but there's power lines there. We're literally 80 feet away.
We'll still need a drawing. And
Yeah, I know. We need the
okay.
drawing at that point.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'm going to have to call them tomorrow,
Right.
set this up, so let's just go with whatever's legally allowed in this township.
Correct.
And then work on the variance for the setbacks on the east-west.
That's right.
border.
That's right.
How's that?
And one thing I noticed when I was looking through, and the board might be able to speak more to this, I think it's in some sort of a scenic overlay district as well. The property has.
Well, you
some
can
sort-
see me from that, you can see our property from that little loop above Silo. But again, this is going to be facing south. And so if we're worried about reflection in people's eyes, that won't be because it's actually facing this way.
I was actually worried more about tree removal because there is
Oh,
something in
we're
here.
not, my wife, she's this arborist,
Okay.
she would not,
Okay.
if a tree has to come down that's bigger than my thumb, she'll scream and fight. We're hiking, she's hugging trees.
Good for her. That's really
No,
good.
we're not tree removal people.
So anyway, I did print out the code if you wanted to take it to your solar company, and that way you can,
Probably have it.
it's online, they should have it, and then they just need to,
Okay.
okay?
And what I'm going to do is, so they're going to call the office, correct? Okay. So I'll call tomorrow, and hopefully somebody will get back. If she's in Texas, hopefully they'll assign to somebody else. A little more.
She said she had the application and was filling it out. So
Yeah, I keep on getting her emails. We're sorry. Yeah, I get the email or the text as well. But yeah, it's just going to be dragging on. And she should have said, listen, it'll be a lot faster if you just go with the 49% 1156, and that's the number. And so just do it. If it's going to be an issue, like a nonstop, back and forth about an extra 8 panels,
Right.
it's just really to be able to pump my water when the power goes out. And NYSEG seems to be knocking out the power whenever a storm comes around. They're sitting there like 3 or 4 hours or nothing. Just, it's nice to be able to, go to the bathroom.
Yeah. We all enjoy having access to, definitely. You're funny.
Is there anything else you need to? All right.
Nope.
Well, thanks for your
Can I
time.
ask a question?
Sure.
Was there a provision about the solar panels not being allowed in the front yard? And what is the front yard on this property?
The front yard would be below. I can't put them there. That's my septic field. And then it gets too far down.
Wouldn't the front yard be where the driveway comes in?
Yeah, they're on the other side of that.
So I only show them fronting Old Route 22, is that correct?
Yeah, I want to show you. I can show you the front yard on the map if you like.
I mean, I'm not even really sure where these panels are proposed to go.
So this is the original lot line. We did the lot line adjustment here and it's here. So here's the setbacks. So right now, I think it's smaller.
So this is the front.
Well, no, this is we won't need both these properties. This is the new house. This is the old house. There's nothing going on. This is all one property
Is that the
here.
same thing?
So the solar panels would go right here.
But didn't you attach this to this property?
No,
Septic.
no, this is attached to this property.
Where's the house?
This was cut off from this property. This was the original property here. This now.
Driveway
this is it
comes
right
up.
here. There's nothing going on here. This
It's
is the-
beautiful.
This property here, so
You
the
should,
front yard is
you
here
should
with
see
roads.
the view
The
from there.
side yard, it's just, I don't
been
think
up
it's a
there?
good spot because we have a lot of trees here. We have to remove
really
this
beautiful.
tree line here. Could put it there, but again,
And nobody can
power
see
line all
it.
the way from here, all the way around. The boxes are here. Here was the design because they're so close, and so this is a good spot. This is all cleared as well. There used to be fruit trees here that died because the guy that built this property was a hunter and he put fruit trees here to attract animals. but unfortunately, it's all shelf rock. They started dying. We have a few left. They're right here, deers and some bears. So this is why this lot line's out. This is the new lot line. And I think the smaller array, it will fit with, actually, we don't even have to. It's like, so.
Excuse me, sir. And could you share that with the rest of us?
So this is the original property. See, just ignore that line. This is the original property.
Yeah.
This is 3 acres, and the 3.5, this is 3.5. I didn't know when we started talking that since we own both acres, we still couldn't go over a property line, which is here. So we did the lot line adjustment. So this property is this goofy thing like this, just to do the solar. So these are the setbacks. So we have a very small space just because the east-west setbacks are 30 feet. So the next variance would be, we don't really want it here because it blocks, there's a whole bunch of trees right here, and we'll be blocking those trees. We would like to put it over here and face it a little bit more winter effective for solar. And if it's whatever, the square footage, I think it would fit here, but would like to move it here. And I am actively trying to purchase this. There's a power line that runs here as well. So anybody ever building here, it's not going to happen. You can't build under, I talked to Mike, you can't build under power lines. They run right here. They even see them through Passaic. They go right past our property. But there's a little steep pitch right here also. And if I can get that, then the setback won't be an issue because my property line will come all the way back here. So my setbacks, we'll just do a lot line adjustment again. But for right now, for the reality of the case that I don't own this property, I would apply for a variance just so we can put the solar panels here instead of here. And this is the front yard here.
So some of those arguments are, I mean, they need to be documented in the drawings. So you need to show the locations or the trees, show that, you have the transmission line here, and this is why you're proposing this.
Okay.
And then they're in that application, so when your engineer is actually going through,
They can put the power lines and all that stuff
they
there?
can explain.
Even though it's not my property?
They can explain all
Okay.
that, and that you're adjacent to it.
Adjacent.
That's the property that
Yeah.
shows your unit.
Okay.
What's adjacent, what's being affected?
You know, I understand the rules. I mean, if I was in town and somebody stuck a 34 panel thing in my backyard, in the yard, and also I couldn't see anything, I'd be upset.
Correct. But there's a balancing of standards that
Yeah.
your application.
Well, I'm going to call him tomorrow. I'll call Courtney, but I'm actually going to call Empire. I'm going to kind of skip by. There's Courtney and Nicole. But I'm going to call them and say, listen, I don't know what happened here, but I was at the town meeting. We just have to make some adjustments here. I need another planning person to draw this out. There is a PDF with a little, I saw it at
It's right here.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Paula had found
I
it.
think this has a lot of what you need, but.
There it is right there.
It's not all-
That's what
yeah.
I saw. It's a little array right there.
But it's tiny, and so what they need is they need that blown up, and they need some of those things identified in terms of how much power,
It should be over here.
what are your setbacks.
This thing, there says Amenia.
No, is that your, that's your, oh, yeah, that's right.
That says Amenia. But there is a PDF I saw at McKay's that showed the array.
It's right here. There it is.
Oh, there it is, right there. Exactly. So that, is that
Well,
40?
see, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
And then, they have to describe
This was
all
on the PDF, correct? The one that came in my email?
The one that went to the planning board.
Okay. So I don't know if that's just somebody's stencil out, or if that's actually the size of the current array. 1, 2, 3,
It looks like they scaled the
7,
panels.
8, 9, 10. So that's 44. That's 44 right there. It's 10 panels at 4 up top. So that's the size of the one that's not going to probably pass. And so I don't know the square. I have to talk to somebody at the square footage. I'm fine with going down to 36. This is
Yeah,
a problem.
44.
May I just ask, so is the setback from the neighbor, from the lot that does not have the array on it, is that big enough?
Yes, well, the one that did you see it here, they have it there, but it goes back to setback. So this is actually my property as well, but the setback from here is 30 and 30. And so my next variance application will be to put the setback, this one's not an issue, but I don't want it into these trees here, and I don't want to block in these trees. I want to put it over here in this corner. It's just more out of everybody's sight. You don't see it as much. I'm looking at quite a big array where,
Is that correct that the setback from the side is 30
Yes.
feet?
Solar setbacks are different from construction.
I thought you said from the side was
North
10.
south, since I'm facing this way, it's only 10 foot, but I didn't
Should we
realize
point
that,
that
I
out?
thought it was 10 foot.
That might be a good
I
idea.
didn't realize that the east-west, since my house faces this way, is 30. That's an issue I didn't know when we were talking originally. Like, when we laid setbacks, over here 10 foot, if I want to put solar panels over here, but we have to knock down a billion trees. This is all open. This is an open field right here, all right here. Actually, the whole thing, but we can't put it here because, you know, it's a different property too. That's septic field here, there's a septic field here.
So this is showing the number.
See, setbacks. Wait, I don't know what that is. That doesn't make any sense. Oh no, this is, we're looking the opposite way. This is where it goes now. This is what we're talking about. That's this right there, where it's yellow. See the setback, the dotted line's the setbacks.
You don't mind if we drive up there?
Absolutely not. You guys want to come up?
It's, I think individually we could.
Okay, just let me know.
It's really, it makes much more sense. I was up there, drove up, and it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, you're welcome to come up. Just let me know. This one I want to talk to some of you about. We have some, used to be the ARC 38 people that were on Bill's property when we moved there. And I was quite happy with them, sort of. But now we have squatters coming up there. And I have people driving up. The other day I had somebody drive up and they come, hello, hey, we're looking for so-and-so. And they're walking around my cabin and, they go by our house because they, people don't think it's the same owner. So I said, what are you doing here? And then some squatter comes running down. It's like, oh, no, it's with you. I was like, dude, this is your last get out of jail free card. Next time this happens, I'm calling the police. And I don't like to call the police about that kind of stuff. It's a waste of their time. But it's becoming an issue up in that little spot above whoever lives in this property. It's the property I want to buy. Clean it up a bit. But that's another. So let me know when you're coming, and so I don't get run down there with a grumpy face.
I think more than one could attend at the same time. It's just that you can't.
It makes sense to me to wait until all of this stuff gets
symmetrical.
You're
drawn
welcome to
up
come up,
and
just let me
official.
know.
I don't think we need to just go there and sort of, well, maybe it's there, maybe, let's just wait until the next.
Yeah, it would be better if we knew exactly where.
We need all the information so that we can intelligently look at this and go forward.
All right. If you look at the property, you get an idea too, kind of like where it's going to go and who's actually going to be able to see it. There's a chance you might be able to see it from 22 when the leaves are down.
Your engineer could actually do some visual
Let's hope it
renderings as
gets
well.
done before then.
That's part of the service that they can provide. They can show that, from this vantage point, this is what you're going to see.
So I need a new engineer, it sounds like. Whoever did this, I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea. I had another solar company come up, but I said, listen, these other guys have already paid some fees, and so I'm assuming they're not just going to jump out of those fees
Right.
without,
Because they could even use Google Images or Google Earth Images.
Well, I mentioned to them the power lines.
Right.
So for the second variance, so you're pretty much going to fight that whole thing about the 44. You're going to fight that pretty hard.
I think the use variance standard is too high, just based on what you've already submitted.
All right, so
here.
I'll let that go, and we'll just work on the border. Good? All right, that's it?
That's it.
That's it.
I'm sorry, may I just ask,
Sure.
do you know the required setback from the neighbors?
I didn't
No,
look,
you don't know
I didn't
that,
look
okay.
those up, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I didn't take.
From the neighbors across the road?
Yeah.
No, just from a neighboring plot.
Just from the neighboring
30
piece of property.
It's 30 feet.
It's only 30 feet.
East-west is 30, the north-south is 10. That's what it is.
Well, a solar setback is different
Oh, it is?
than a
Oh,
property
in the building?
setback.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's 100 feet from rear and side, and more than that from the front yard setback.
Oh, well, the front won't be an issue, it's the backyard. So we'll go with that variance, we'll deal with that going after that, because 100 feet won't fit anywhere.
That's right.
100 feet's like,
That's right.
that's about 2 less than my property, so I don't live in the property. It's kind of a narrow, long property.
Right.
Yeah, we could put it below, but then we have to knock out tons of bushes and trees. That's the thing, and then people can see it. If we're gonna go right in that 100-footer, that's all good. It's a whole swath, a bunch of deer live there. And we probably just passed the solar, my wife wouldn't let that happen, but then you can see it from everywhere. That's the thing, is it goes down where it's actually easy to be able to fill up the setbacks where they're set up. But everybody can see it, the neighbors can see it, we can see it from 81 or 22. This way it's set up, it's pretty well hidden, but it has to go up the back side of the
Anything
property.
written?
Is there something blocking from going on the other side of the driveway?
Which one? That's insane. Nothing blocking it, it's saying that this is all.
The setback, is it
We were,
written?
right,
Yes, it's in the code.
This is this property.
Okay. But for ground damage, I know we don't have it. But
Oh, right here, no,
I
this is
think
where the-
Judy has it over there.
And this is all trees, basically what's all dark, it's all trees. So we
It's
could
not
put
in
it
the
here and knock out all these
application.
trees, but I,
But it's not in our-
that would never happen.
Not in the
I think if you
application.
have a site plan, it'll show that, it'll show your septic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I'd have them identify all of that, wouldn't you say,
Yeah, 'cause
Chairman?
I'm wondering, you know, what about the back of the property? It's,
Which back?
over back here.
Well, that, then, yeah, but, well, okay, we're over here. So we're here, oh, this is all trees down here. They've been saying, in order to put it here, for one, there's the neighbor's trees, or these are the trees here that
Yeah,
are really
yeah.
tall. And those are his trees, or those are like, those, you know, those are monsters. And so if you look at that's the thing, come to the property, you'll understand why we want to put it here. This is really the only place to do it where we're not impeding on nature and having to do any kind of adjustment to the property.
Well, if you've got high trees back here, is this higher?
Oh, no, this is higher here.
That's higher there.
Yeah, the solar people came and said, this is the best place to stick it right here. Again, there's kind of, I mean, this is old 22 or 81.
Yeah, I know, I drove by there today.
This is
There's
all
nothing in the
bushes and
application that
overgrown, we
shows
like
the
that because it keeps our
setbacks.
dogs in. And then you get up here where the power lines are.
No, I think it was only this thing that you
The only
showed.
other place we
No,
could
but
put
I
it,
mean,
this is where the new house is
All
down here.
requirements.
But then you're talking about 150 feet of
because for
digging
solar, it's
ditch to
different
put
too. It's a-
power, and this is just 20 or 30 feet over. That's why we put a lot line here. But, I mean, if you come and see, if you can drive up,
Yeah.
the gate's always open right now. Until these guys really do something silly,
I
people
only
are just
built
walking up
solar
here, I'm just kind of like, just kind of keep an eye out on them. But, yeah, just come and check it out. Because here, it kind of comes up, it just makes sense.
I'm curious why you chose that adjustment to the lot line.
Because we couldn't go over the line. This is the only place we want to put solar.
Okay.
And so we just, I mean, I'm not really excited about this property now. It's just goofy. But we took it out and then we went right to the corner. Oh, we also have a big barbecue pit here, like a fire pit with, you know, we kind of hang out and do fires right here. So we also wanted this, ever down the road, we end up selling it, we're not, because we tried to rent it for a couple months and forget about it. At this point, you work all your life, you get something like this, you rent it out, it's not yours anymore. We realize we're renting it out, it's not yours. You don't have any real rights to the property, and they have their rights, and so we stopped. We just let people stay there, they need a place to stay, or family and stuff. And this guy, that's my son's. It's in my son's place now, so we're here, and my son's over here in the guest house.
I mean, with what you're saying about this being the ideal spot, it seems like you would have moved the property line that way so that you would have the setback.
Well, there's a huge tree line right here, and we didn't want to take those trees out. It has to be on this side, because solar has to be on this
The
side.
solar array has to
Yeah.
be. Right, but I'm talking about where the property line is because of the 100-yard setback or 100-foot setback you're going to have.
And the purpose for this solar is for what?
Just to have, so basically, I like to have solar so when the power does go out, because I don't know how much money you get back. Huh?
So you can flush your toilet.
Yeah, I want to have power when, you know, I don't mind like a few hours. It's a nice day, I don't know if you've noticed, they like that, if the big storms are rolling through, they just hit the switch, just in case. Because it's odd how they say, well, it might come on at 11:55 and 11:55 just pops back on. So that's fine. It's just fine if you want to knock my power off because you're afraid the storm's going to knock out some trees. But there's the Sandy Hook, or was it Sandy, was that, not Sandy Hook, that big storm we had where the power was out for 2 weeks. And there's another one, I was up in
Hurricane.
Bog Hollow, it was
Yeah.
out there, we were in Bog Hollow, you just don't get power. You're the last person to get it. So 2 weeks later, I just prefer to have generators. So I'm going to have an option where if the power goes out for more than a few hours, I can power up the generators and start running my house. And that's pretty much I don't really care about the money going back in. Does everybody here have solar? How much money you get from solar? I mean, is it much off your bill?
Not much.
That was never part of like the whole thing. Like,
I have a generator. I mean,
yeah, the generator.
you gotta have a generator when you live around here.
Yeah, I have a generator. The thing, when the generator goes out for 2 or 3 weeks, then it's
It doesn't go out. I mean, when it went out for multiple days, that was that was during what, Sandy and then
Yeah.
Irene. I mean, hey,
It's
it
just
may
nice
happen
to
again.
have the
Hey,
options.
I live at the end of the line, and believe me, NYSEG is actually very good about getting me back online. And I'm over on the state line. There's 3 houses.
Bob Hollow?
No, Randall Road, right on 343. The line goes through a swamp, and believe me, I lose power on a beautiful day. Okay, I call them up, and they get up there. I mean, they're pretty good. I do have a PTO generator on my tractor, to run things. I can live without power for my freezers are good for about 13 hours. So, but I mean, yeah, we do lose power around here, but I don't think NYSEG actually like shuts power down because there's a storm coming. I mean, I don't think they're.
Oh,
I
wait.
don't think they can do that.
I've never had any
Yeah.
problem with it.
I mean, they're fine for a few hours, but I'm just saying, again, from that little quip, that was just supposed to be funny. But you do lose power when, when it's 2 or 3 weeks. I went to Bob Hollow, this is an 10 maybe, they just didn't put it back on. And there was my old person we were gonna buy the Paris property, where a tree fell down. You're out for like, just don't get up there. It didn't seem to be a priority for them. I just prefer to have the independent from, if the power goes out for an extended period of time, just have my options. That's pretty much it.
I think we understand
Yeah.
where you
Yeah.
stand and we have to do.
But it's not people that have solar here, it's more about, I think this is more about bothering somebody that can see it, that doesn't want to see it. Maybe reflection, I'm sure the reflection off these panels.
I think we just, you know what you need to do, so
Yeah.
we look forward to receiving that information and
All right.
and resolving this.
I thank you very much for coming in and explaining what you have.
All right.
We do need more information, so.
Yeah, I'll get a hold of Empire tomorrow. Hopefully they'll sign somebody else to be down.
Thank you.
So the next meeting for this board meets on the 19th of August. So
I'll be back.
So tell them that we need that 2 weeks before, on the 5th,
Right.
all right?
1 second. Where's my pin? Ah, I had a pin. Is it up there, a little blue? Oh, here it is. 19th, you said?
Yes, but I need the information by the 5th
Okay.
of August. All right?
Yep.
Okay. You guys have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Take care.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the minutes from the 4/24 meeting.
We did put a couple of sets out there for you guys if you didn't read them.
Yep, got one set here.
I read them, they're terrific.
That was the
I read
executive.
them.
That was a real tough meeting, wasn't it?
Yep,
There wasn't.
I move that we accept the minutes from April 24th.
I second.
I third it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. And that should about do it. Would anyone like to entertain a motion to dismiss?
I motion to
Adjourn.
dismiss, adjourn, thank you.
Yep.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.